Hello, and welcome to West Virginia Wesleyan College. My name is Professor John Benjamin, and today I'm going to help you log into your student account. So we're going to start in selfservice.wvwc.edu. This URL will take you to your student account. If you don't remember this URL, you can just go to our website at wvwc.edu. And here's our homepage. And you just scroll to the bottom, and you'll always find self-service right here. It's an easy way to get to there in case you don't remember that URL. All right, so once you go to self-service, it'll take you to a login screen like this. Now we'll have to find your username and password. All right, so your username is composed of your last name, your first initial, and your middle initial, and then the year you're going to start. So for example, if your name is John, middle name Doe, last name Smith, then it's going to be Smith, all lowercase, period, J for John, D for Doe, another period, and then the year you're starting. If you don't have a middle initial, it'll just be a single letter. Great, so go ahead and write that down, and let's go and try to figure out what your password is. Password is a little bit trickier. So the first part of your password is going to be the 2-digit birth month and 2-digit birthday. So if you were born on February 14th, it's going to be 0214. The next part is your home city. This is a little tricky. If you're from a city with one word as its name, like my city is Buchanan, so it's just capital B, Buchanan, and pretty straightforward. Things get a little trickier if you're from somewhere like Port St. Lucie, Florida. So Port St. Lucie has 3 parts to it. Port St. Lucie. And in this case, Saint is an abbreviation for the word Saint, and it's using the abbreviation. So you can see that it's almost like camel case. So capital P, Port, no space, capital S, and then T, capital L, and then Lucie. So you can see it's a little bit tricky. So what you may need to do is try a couple of things. In this case, maybe you have to spell out the word Saint instead of the abbreviation. So that part can be a little challenging. The last part is your ID. This number was sent to you in the mail. It could be, you can find it at the top of your financial aid award letter or your acceptance letter. If you can't find either of those letters, I recommend going to the help desk. So you can use this telephone number, or you can email them and try to get your ID that way. All right, so hopefully you have your ID, and go ahead and try to write down this password. Once again, so your birth month and birthday in 2-digit form, capitalize the first letter of your hometown, and then your 6-digit code. All right, so write both of those down, and then we'll go back to self-service and try to log in. All right, so try to put in your username and password and click sign in. And here is where most of your student information is. Really important things such as financial information, the course catalogs, how to plan for your classes, and how to make sure you're going to graduate on time. Lots of important information. There's a little more information over here. If you click on the toggler, you'll see that you've got some financial aid information in this accordion, your grades, graduation overview, and a variety of other things. And our other videos will walk you through the specifics of your self-service account. Now, I recommend at this point changing your password. So that password that got you logged in here is a little hard to remember. So let's go ahead and do that. So to change your password, you're going to go to, you can go directly to passchange, wvwc.edu, or I recommend just going to helpdesk.wvwc.edu. All right, so let's try that. So let's go back to our browser. Let's type in helpdesk.wvwc.edu. And there's lots of other important information here too about laptops and computers and how to print on campus. Let's go here to password management. And then you can click on how can I change my network password, and then click here. And then here's where you'll type in your current username and password, and then this will walk you through how to change that password into something that you can remember. If you're having trouble getting into your Gmail or your self-service account or your Blackboard account, any kind of login or technical problems that you're having, you can go to the help desk. There's a lot of helpful information on the website, which is right here. You can email them with your problem. You can telephone them, or you can go directly to them for an appointment in Middleton Hall. And so to get there, follow this arrow. Here is Main Street. Here's the football stadium and the track. You're probably familiar with the main admin building, and that's where the big kind of U-shaped parking lot, that's right here. That's a good sort of reference point. Also, way over here with the tiny fountain is the Welcome Center. So you may be familiar with that. So to get to Middleton Hall, all the way across campus right here. Here's the cafeteria. No, sorry, here's the cafeteria. Here's where your mailboxes are. So if you're familiar with the front of campus, you'll have to walk all the way across campus, cross this street, which is Camden Avenue, and go to Middleton Hall. It's the nursing building, and it's on the second floor of the nursing building. So that's how you'll get there. They are not open on Saturday and Sunday, so it's just Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, and they usually do take a lunch around 12. There's usually at least somebody there at that time. So great. If you have any trouble, that's where you go. All right, so good luck.